Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of GTV, and today we have such an interesting topic. So our topic for today is NLP. So we'll learn more about it through our two guests today. So our two guests today are Luigi Ray Mañoza and Ken Somera. So before I pull them into this interview, I'll introduce who they are. So Luigi Ray Mañoza is an internationally certified conversational hypnotherapist. Luigi focuses on working with people who are going through depression, anxiety, mental stress. With his understanding on concepts with regard to NLP or Neuro Linguistic Programming and hypnotherapy, he has applied these learnings to sales, marketing, advertising, branding, personality development, mental health, and leadership. So he's now currently working on his practice with hypnotherapy, giving people back their choice one thought at a time. He's also the founder of NLP and Hypnosis Academy. Now, for Ken, you may already have seen him because he's also one of our guests when we introduced Axie Infinity here in GTV. So Ken is one of the few persuasion specialists in the Philippines you might hear about in secretive social circles. He has helped numerous individuals, teams, companies get their felt messages growing in the minds of their specific audience. A certified conversational hypnotherapist who has been practicing and using NLP and hypnosis since 2010, and he has applied it in sales, public speaking, coaching, and therapy. He is also consulted for his understanding on persuasion, negotiation, personality development, and hypnotherapy. So, without further ado, let me call in my two very special guests, Luigi and Ken. Hey guys! How are you both? Hi Luigi, hi Ken.
Hi. Syempre, excited tayo to share ngayon. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for inviting us. Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Oh, Luigi, I think you're on mute.
Ayun
Yeah,
na yun, okay na. Hi guys!
again.
Ayan, thanks,
Syempre, hi
thanks.
sa mga
Yeah.
viewers ng GTV, syempre.
Yeah, so yeah, medyo I think this is a really interesting topic now because I myself don't know much about it. So that's why I invited these two friends of mine to tell us more about the topic for today, which I mentioned, which is NLP or Neuro Linguistic Programming. So maybe one of you can actually like mention or share ano ba ang NLP? So what is it about?
Yan, si Luigi.
Ayan,
Master.
nantay ko yung ganun ni Ken eh. So guys, hello sa inyo. My name is Luigi Mañoza. I'm the founder of NLP and Hypnosis Academy. So Ginger, yes, sobrang this topic is sobrang ano siya, very essential siya sa buhay ng tao. It's actually one of my new na tawag dito description about it is aside from yung dati na the art and the science of blah blah blah. It's NLP is also the life that a successful individual has. Kasi aside of one part ni NLP is they created certain parang life principles or guiding principles na din. They did it for like growth, yun yung initial goal nila. Pero kung titignan mo talaga, pag in-apply mo lahat yon sa buhay ng isang tao, sobrang magiging maganda yung yung magiging mga result niya. So yan yung bagong tingin ko kay NLP. It aside from it being used in communication and personality development, it's a way of life. Yan yung
Oh,
yan yung kay
wow.
NLP.
Okay.
Nice. You want to
Yeah.
add to that, Ken?
Yeah, kasi ito yung medyo sobrang palagi namin pinag-uusapan nila Luigi and other practitioners. Parang for each and every practitioner na nakakausap namin, iba-iba kami ng definition ng NLP. Kasi kung titingnan natin sa Google or sa mga libro, most people would say NLP is behavior changing language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Most people that study NLP gets to focus on modifying or helping change behavior for the better or for the worse. 'Di ba? So, pero para sa akin it's a model of excellence. What do I mean by that, the model of excellence, 'di ba? So technically, if you see something that works, okay? Something that works, it's already working eh. Tama? So one system of NLP is to understand why it works, how it works. Tama?
Yeah.
Because if you get to understand pati yun, when it works, tama? If you get to understand that on that level, on a deeper level, can you
Yeah.
actually do it also? Can you make it work for you also? So technically, if you get to apply NLP, the concepts of NLP, the techniques of NLP for like acquiring a new skill, helping people overcome their obstacles in life, problem solving, coaching, 'di ba? Ito yung ano, yun yung definition ko for NLP. It's a process, it's a model of excellence. It's just how it is. Very simple lang. Yeah.
Okay. Like for an individual no who's watching us today, like maybe Luigi, like how do they start? Like what should they do? Should they observe themselves? Like how they act or how they behave? Like where where did you also start, no? Like learning about this for both of you. Like where did you learn about this? How did you develop this and how did you learn more about it?
Sige. Una na ako, Ken. So, syempre yung NLP, nalaman ko yan through Ken. And before kasi way back, 2009, 2010, magkasama na kami ni Ken na managing a sales team, teaching people in regards to sales and a lot of things related to that. So ngayon, si Ken, he was looking for something to add dun sa tinuturo namin, dun sa mga sales associate namin. And then ako naman yung curiosity ko aside hearing it firsthand from Ken is it came from I want to figure out how am I doing things right. So I was doing a lot of things right but I don't know how. What's making me do that? And nung kinuwento ni Ken yung what NLP is and how what it is used for, doon ako nagkaroon ng idea. So to start, syempre there are courses, there are workshops about it, but an individual can actually go to our best friends in research which is Google and YouTube. So or ang sinasabi ko lagi sa lahat pati yung mga nag-i-inquire or yung mga nag-enroll sa mga certifications namin is that first get a book na. You're already interested, go to National Bookstore or any bookstore near you, grab one book, a physical one aside sa mga pinapakinggan mong audio, pinapanood mong video. Immerse yourself in every learning mode possible. So, yun yung start. Yun yung start.
Okay. Is this new? Sorry, for Ken naman, is this new? Is NLP new?
Hindi,
Like,
tagal na siya.
matagal na ba to? And
Tagal
also, you, Luigi mentioned like books, no? Like, what books did you begin with as well? Like, what materials did you use?
Luigi.
Yung sa akin, tawag dito, hindi ko maalala yung author. Basta, not particular naman. Guys, yun na pala. It's not particular din kung sino yung mga author na kukunin yung book as long as it's about NLP. So, it was very thin lang din. It's parang applied na nga siya. NLP for success. So, yun na yung una kong nakuha. Maalala ko lang, is color purple. Normally, NLP is associated with purple and orange kasi. So, yan. Makikita mo agad.
Okay. All right.
Yun,
Okay.
yung siguro to add to that question, no, siguro bigay ako ng konting background nung sinasabi ni Luigi na ginamit namin
Yeah.
sa pagtuturo ng sales. I was very very interested na parang gusto namin makabenta ng mas marami nung panahon na yon, di ba? And sabi ko, I need a skill na something that's higher than what I usually do. Like public speaking, one-on-one closing, andun na yan eh. Pero, ang naisip ko lang na higher than dun sa ginagawa ko was budol-budol. Sabi ko, I want to learn hypnosis. So parang nag-research talaga ako on how to use hypnosis, to understand how it works, ganyan. And then, as I attended, meron akong nakitang community sa Philippines, at nagpunta ako dun, and then I got to study it. Tama? And then, afterwards, I got introduced to this concept, which is Neuro Linguistic Programming. Ito nga yan, yung NLP. Because it's more centered on the language. But then, nung umattend ako ng workshop ng NLP, I was expecting it to be more of the sales, the conversation, the tricks,
diba
the
usually
words. Pero, once I've gotten into the workshop, walang ganun. It was mostly centered on behavior, understanding our brains, subconscious mind, influencing your perception, and it was more centered on therapy. Sabi ko, hindi ito yung
Okay.
NLP na pinunta ko dito ah. Pero, upon understanding all the concepts that were taught there, wow, yun pala yun. So, mamaya, pag-usapan natin yun yung mga techniques and concepts kasi I do think that it could really help anyone improve their
Mm-mm.
communication and probably get the most out of life.
Yeah. Siguro from my perspective, no, and from the viewer's perspective, I think ganun yung na parang dun ko na-associate like what NLP is. Like, hindi ba to yung parang usual negotiating workshop or yung mga like like what do you call that, body language presentation, alam mo yun, yung ganon. So maybe give us like specific or concrete examples of like how it can be used, how NLP can be used.
Sige, Luigi mo na. Yan.
Hindi, ikaw na.
Sige. Sa akin kasi siguro as a coach, as a trainer, we get to like work with a lot of people. Tama? Pero kung napapansin natin, not all people can instantly grasp something. Lalo kung hindi ka sobrang familiar with it. Tama? It would take time. Tama? It would take time. One of the concepts ng Neuro Linguistic Programming is to understand the learning styles ng mga tao. Just to put it in simpler terms, learning styles. So, with NLP, we call it the VAK. So, there are people that learn through seeing, visual people. There are people that learn through hearing, auditory, and there are people that learn through feeling, kinesthetic. Right? So, if you get to notice when I get to talk, diba? Itong background ko, it's actually a frame. This is well placed. Why? This is for visual, for people that are visual. They see something moving.
Oh.
Tama. They see colors. It's easier for me to get a person's attention because I'm moving. Sabi ko nga sa mga kino-coach ko na mga sa public speaking when pag nagsalita ka sa school, sa podium, usually kinukuha ko yung mic. Lalakad ako dun sa stage. Kasi pag nandun ako sa podium, hindi gumagalaw yung mata ng tao, mas mataas yung chance sa antukin sila. Kasi walang movement eh. Tama. So with this, even looking at this could frame instantly to your subconscious mind that it's relaxing, it's smoke. Pero para sa akin, kaya ako nilagay yan dyan, the colors blend. I'm in the middle, 'di ba? Nagitna ako, pero it's moving.
Got it.
So hindi static yung nangyayari.
That's actually a good example. Yeah.
That's one thing, visual pa lang 'yon, 'di ba? So that's one part. So understanding visual, meron pa yung mga techniques. So parang these concepts can also be used in profiling. Sa profile ng tao. So when I get to talk to people, nalaman ko, etong taong to visual to. I get to communicate with that person using visual techniques. So when I get to present to that person, hindi ako puro dada.
Yeah.
More on, ito yun. Ito yung itsura nun. Tama? Kasi that's how they learn eh. Right? So, and the way I communicate with them, it's much faster. Yung tono ng boses ko is ganito.
Because they see.
Yes, they process things more visually, and I use language patterns like, you know what, Luigi, if you could imagine yourself you see the word imagine. If we talk to a person right now and just tell them to imagine ko ano yung uulamin nila mamaya, instantly their subconscious mind would just instantly pop up something. Tama? With just using that word, imagine. Right?
Yeah. Okay,
so,
that's
it's really fun. So, sige, tuloy ko na lang din Tuloy ko na VAK. Auditory. Syempre, tono. Diba? So, isn't it funny that when you hear a guy or a person that speaks in a very, very seductive voice or sobrang malalim na voice, it kind of feels soothing. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Diba? So may mga tao na highly auditory. One example for this is like, I remember my dad. Palagi niya ako pinapagalitan ng bata ako. Parang, alam mo, pag kinakausap ka, humarap ka. I'm highly auditory. So, I don't need to look at him to listen.
Yeah.
You see the
Okay.
difference? He was
Yeah.
visual, I am auditory. So, ngayon,
Mm.
kahit nanonood ako, kahit hindi ko makita yung pinanonood ko, pero naririnig ko yung dialogue, I could still relate
Oo.
to the
Naintindihan
story.
ko pa rin. Yeah.
Naintindihan ko pa rin. Yeah, so that's auditory. O next naman
Mm.
tayo, kinesthetic, feelings, di ba? So, pansin mo, meron tayong mga kaibigan na sobrang touchy, di ba? Pero pansin mo, ang dami rin nilang good friends. Pero
Mm.
parang sila, pag sila, parang maakbay sila, maganon, tama? So,
Mm.
sa akin, kinesthetic is about feeling. So when I get to work with people who are kinesthetic, I get to focus on the actions first,
Okay.
not the
Yeah.
explanation. O sige, ganito yan, gawin muna natin. They get to learn faster being immersed in the action itself kaagad. Doon na
Got
nila
it.
napoprocess yun.
Ako
So,
ganyan ako eh.
yan.
Parang I need someone to guide me through, tas gagawin ko while he's doing it.
Yan.
So
Mm.
that I learn. Yeah.
Yeah, so yung simple explanation nitong concepts pa lang to, maliliit na parts
Mm.
pa lang to ng NLP, yung VAK, you get to work with people differently na. Kasi parang, okay, this is how they learn.
Mm.
What if I tailor fit my communication structure to fit theirs, mas mabilis.
Got
So,
it.
managers, leaders, gets yun na yan.
Yeah, okay. I get it. Okay. So, I think medyo na simplify, no? Like, ngayon parang nagigets ko na like what NLP is. In terms of practical use naman, no? Like in the workplace or
Mhm.
syempre now, I don't know if it's also applicable, no? Maybe Luigi can share like
Yeah, Luigi.
all of us naman are online right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, like how do these concepts work? And what I'm thinking of right now, that's in a shallow level pa lang eh, like learning visual, 'di ba? Kung visual siya, auditory or kinesthetic. But when it comes to, let's say, like anxiety already, depression, like, and how do you actually deal with each kind of person, because each person has like different kinds of behavior, diba? So maybe yon. So the first part would be like the practical use of it. Next part
Mm.
would be like for online things, no? Is there a difference really? And the third part is in terms of depth, the depth of understanding behavior. Like how will one learn all of these things na parang from VAK to really dealing with anxiety, depression, and all of these things?
Okay. Ayun. So, following up na rin, sakto lang din yung sinagot ni Ken kanina. It's like, it's learning style. So, yung example ni Ken is the person is on the receiving end. Okay,
Mm.
and actually everything that Ken mentioned that is used for learning is also used for communication. Yun din yung gagamitin mo, like it can also be na ikaw naman yung on the giving end na you're using all of this, the VAKs and all. So
Mm.
it's a number one of the practical use niya is yung communication. It makes a person communicate better. So like also aside from that, it allows a person understanding these NLP principles, even though yung iba pa kahit medyo inline to therapy, is that they understand how a person thinks. And
Mm.
if one knows how a person would think, alam niya na rin most likely kung ano yung gagawin or ano yung iisipin, and it would translate to ano yung mararamdaman ng tao na yun, ano yung mafe-feel ng tao na yun, ano yung magiging decision making niya because na-breakdown na siya and nakita mo na kung ano yung magiging next move niya. So with all of this information na mapapractice mo through one of the pinaka-core concepts ni NLP which gave birth actually to NLP, which is NLP modeling, wherein ang pinaka tawag dito, ang pinaka simplest example niya is like there's something there and then you scan it and upon finishing the scan, you can actually replicate it here na. So yun
Oh.
yung pinaka goal ni NLP, like yung sinabi kanina ni Ken, the model of excellence, the science of excellence, because it was meant and it's being used to consume excellence. So one of those excellence na can be used practically is yung communication nga, and connecting it na rin with the online scenario that we are in right now. In a way, there's a difference. There's no kinesthetic touch and yung mga na-mention kanina ni Ken, but still, you can make a person feel emotions even without having to touch them, even without even without your actual presence there, just by the way you talk to them, but with the things that you're providing them in terms of materials, they can feel what you're trying to communicate with that. Eh. So in a sense, all of these things that you would learn that can be applied for communication can still be used even though we're in the tawag dito nasa online setting. And
Yeah.
yung pagdating naman sa manage nung tao like your how this is being used especially kunyari sa therapy, anxiety, depression, tatlo nga yan eh, tawag dyan sa stress, anxiety, depression, yung pinaka-common na wino-work on namin. So, yung mga techniques na matututunan within the NLP programs or yung mga sa books or anything, syempre, applied to self, pwede yan. Applied to others, pwede rin yan. Pero syempre, pinaka-importante nga is if a person is going through something, sarili niya muna bago yung ibang tao,
Yeah.
di ba? So, ngayon, if you know how to handle people's problem, isn't that parehas lang din siya ng being an HR, a manager, a team leader, all the skills that you're learning na hindi in a common way. Like for example, we don't one of the things that you will one will learn in NLP is not to ask answers or not to inject yung mga ideas. We try to fish out raw information through questioning, through through the questioning patterns na ginagamit, makukuha mo yung pinaka raw information na hindi mo kumbaga na hindi siya yung parang na ano na may bahid na ng something na naiba na. So with raw information, mas makakagawa ka ngayon ng better move. Kasi talagang yun eh. It's like wala nang palabok, wala nang halo. Mas ngayon, alam mo na yung pinaka-core. So, pag sa pag-handle ng tao, pag nakukuha mo agad yung information ng mabilis, ng malinis, ng maayos, mas maayos, mas madali mag-respond, mas madali makaisip ng mga solution on certain problems, mas madali makipag build ng rapport.
Yeah.
Diba? So, yun siya. So, kung makikita mo talaga, it's ano eh,
Yeah.
yung linguistic part talaga niya, laki ng role talaga ng communication in whatever way, may it be visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. Doon talaga eh. And kung sino yung makakagamit ito, ang lagi kong sagot dyan is, if you communicate with people, you need this.
I
It's
love
as simple
it.
as that.
Yeah. Alam mo, while you were like explaining it, Luigi, I was thinking of a lot of use cases na talaga, like especially for business owners, for executives, no? Especially at this point in time when there are so many factors like affecting the behavior of like our people, our staff, the people in the company, no? So parang I think this is like something that they should invest in at this point in time.
Ginger, you
Because,
mentioned
diba?
kanina, ano eh. Yes, definitely. Pero, tapos going back lang sa sinabi mo kanina na what makes it different from common sales
Yeah.
techniques or something.
Yeah, correct.
In a way, people will see similarities because this was modeled from people na who was actually into communications, ganyan, they would see some similarities in the core concepts na nandun. Dito lang, medyo ano siya medyo mas specific, mas kitang-kita mo yung parang step-by-step process na yung nakwento kanina ni Ken na may ganung principle involved in NLP. Because with NLP, as they absorb kung ano man yung kailangan na skill set or yung knowledge or yung wisdom na kailangan maipass on, they break it down into steps. Naging ganun yung pagbuo sa mga core principles ni NLP. So ngayon, kung kahit doon pa lang, paano pa lang nabuo si NLP, ang dami na nila makukuha doon eh. Actually eh.
Yeah. Yung short story na yan, to kung paano nabuo yung NLP, parang, Luigi, i-short ko lang, mabilis lang naman eh. Ang ginawa lang nila is, ni-research nila, ano ba yung mga ginawa nitong mga taong depressed? Tama? It's one part of it. Ano yung ginawa ng mga taong depressed, dating depressed na hindi na
okay.
Depressed ngayon? Kung tanungin natin to, sige, ano yung ginawa mo? Specifically, yun yung magic word ko dyan eh. Specifically, ano yung ginawa mo? Ito eh. Okay, what if ipagawa natin to dun sa mga taong going through depression? What would change? And they saw results with that. Diba? Yun yung process of excellence. When nag-work eh. May reason kung bakit nag-work for these people. What if we apply this environment, what they did to these people on subject A, what would happen? Tama?
Yeah.
Pero to highlight one thing na sinabi ni Luigi kanina, here's the thing. meron tayong mga minsan kausap, 'di ba, tuloy-tuloy. Bla 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 bla, pag tinanong mo ng ganyan, tuloy-tuloy, hindi mo na natatapos. Tama? Pero
Mm.
minsan kaya i-shorten yun with just linguistics eh. So, if you were to sum up your problem, if you were to place your problem into one sentence lang, how would that look like? Tapos iipitin na nila yon. Or, pwede mo sabihin, ano ba yung talagang, ano ba yung specific na nangyari? So, yung word lang na specific or specifically could just
Yeah.
shorten a lot of things already. Pero kung gusto ko expound, so what does that look like for you? Kasi expound yun.
Okay.
Tama? So,
Yeah.
yung pag-gather ko ng information as a salesperson, information, you have a lot of information. I could easily adapt to that information eh. Doon nga nakaka-close ang deals, di ba? You have more information. Ito yung behavior niya, ito yung pamilya niya, ito yung ganito, ito yung background niya. I have information, I could close more. I could close better. So, ganun yun sa NLP. It gives you, it's a powerful tool.
Ayun, Ginger, kung
Yeah.
kung add ko lang sa ginawa ni Ken kanina yung example niya. Kung makikita mo doon, the one that knows yung how to para dito makipag-usap, humihingi kaniya si Ken ng malawak or ng specific na answer. It gives control eh.
Yeah.
Understanding this, yung sinabi niya kanina na yung magre-research tapos test dito, ganyan, it's a common thing people do.
Yeah.
But at some point, they didn't know that yun yung ginagawa nila. Hindi nila alam na ganun. Kaya hindi na-duplicate. Kaya may isa lang tao na magaling nun. Bakit siya? Magkasing talino naman sila or something. Pero bakit siya hindi niya naiisip yun or something? Bakit hindi But yung isang magaling na trainer, hindi niya, or yung magaling na, tawag dito, kunyari, employee na lang, quote and quote, or self-employed na tao, but hindi niya maipasa yung galing niya. Because hindi pa siya dumadaan sa process of breakdown. And before, in the past, a lot of people has been na existing na magagaling na. Pero bakit parang ang tagal bago masundan, 'di ba? Parang ilang generations pa.
Yeah.
So, and even up to now, people now understanding this kind of concept na ganito pala kumuha ng galing ng isang tao. They study na ngayon, balikan na nila yung mga dating mga great leaders, yung mga great na mga judge or something, and then they study and then they acquire the knowledge. So basically, yun yung pinaka core principle talaga ni NLP. And to add kanina yung sa languaging part, like kunyari yung isang tanong na kunyari yung isang client ayaw niya hindi pa siya yes. Isang one simple question could na pwede mo magawa just because you know how to create a different kinds of question is like, what would make you? Like if I ask sir, what would make you get
buy
this
your
now?
product or
What would make you interested? What would make you interested in this product? Sila na magsasabi yun, di ba?
Tapos, dahil with that question, you triggered that they should be or they are interested, pero kanina hindi. Pero just because of a question nag-pop up, an idea pop up, a person now can control how a person thinks. And as we know, what we think translates to how we feel, how we act, and how we think more. So, yung mga ganong concepts, yung mga paggawa ng tanong.
So that's why it's called programming, no? Kasi you sort of like, diba? I mean, you understand like how people think, and by using language, you actually help basically control the scenario, no? Or try to help them at least control their own scenarios.
Pwede, or manage.
Control. Manage. Hindi naman control. Manage.
Pwede yung control. Pwede yan.
Inspire. Motivate.
Influence.
But what I got kasi from like yung conversation din namin kanina ni Ken prior to this, no, was really they decide pa rin for themselves. People still decide the outcome and the results for themselves. So I think one of the questions that I want to bring up again, no, Ken, kasi we were talking about this like like before this session, was are there instances when it won't work? Maybe you could